Back live with you tonight here on In Focus, and thanks for staying on. Mogale City Mayor Danny Thupane has resigned from office earlier today, avoiding a PAC-sponsored motion of no confidence against him. The ATM councillor was elected last year in April following an agreement between his party and the ANC as well as the EFF. His departure reportedly paves the way now for the city to be governed under the Government of National Unity arrangements at national level. Thupane joins me in studio now for more on that conversation. Good to have you, and thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, and good evening to your viewers as well.
So I believe you were asked to resign because the very same party that you would have had an arrangement with said they don't want to embarrass you by supporting the motion of no confidence. Are those the facts?
It's not a correct version of what transpired. I actually resigned as a consequence of the discussions that took place between my party, the African Transformation Movement, the African National Congress, and the Economic Freedom Fighters, taking into account the framework which has been agreed to, that the party with the highest votes in the municipality will take over, and then we agreed to that framework. It is for that reason. None other than these things. The frivolous motion does not count at all.
Yeah. So you are of the view that the motion was not going to be successful anyway?
Look, let me tell you, that motion, that frivolous motion presented by the PAC councillor, even if it had to be tabled, it would not have any leg to stand on, legally speaking, because there's a matter that is directly linked to it in the courts, playing itself out, which makes the matter sub judice. So he couldn't have had legal standing.
Yeah. Is the matter of the municipal manager?
That's correct.
Yeah. So the PAC says they've, in fact, it's an open letter. They've written to you to say, deal with this matter, and you refuse to deal with the matter. Is that at the heart of why they wanted you out?
They actually wanted me to suspend the municipal manager, something which is not in my purview. It is council, which is the supreme body of any municipality, that can take that decision, because a municipal manager is an accounting officer, and it is the full council that must resolve on the matter.
Yeah, so it's not true that you exonerated the MM?
No, that's not correct. I issued a statement that these are allegations that are made against the MM. We will allow law enforcement agencies to conduct the investigations, and should it be found that the accounting officer is on the wrong side of the law, we would then be able to take action. But in the event that we can't find anything, we're unable to act.
All right.
We will wait until...
So they are citing the March 4th note that you've written as a note that exonerated the accounting officer, when they say you know very well that there are clear allegations of procurement fraud, financial mismanagement of municipal resources, corruption, collusion, etc., and many other malpractices.
That's correct. And you correctly point out that those are allegations. And we do not act on the basis of allegations. We want empirical evidence, and then once provided with those, we're then able to act.
Right. And so when we look then at where you are sitting right now as having resigned, are you in a position where you will be coming back into this new arrangement, maybe in another position, or that of the executive? Is that part of the framework of arrangement that would have taken place in your talks with the ANC?
Look, I'm in no position now to tell. It's still early days. There will be a new executive mayor coming in. I'm still part of the council, and it will depend entirely on the new executive mayor, because powers to appoint anybody in the executive rest with the executive mayor, who is incumbent.
Yeah. I mean, you would remember that you were also voted in, really, literally, ANC, EFF, and one vote from yourself.
Yes.
The ATM. Now they've got a vote from the PAC, it seems. What would be the constitution of, or what would the makeup of this new executive?
I do not know about... We are a coalition, I must say. We've agreed that we will continue with that arrangement between the three parties. I do not know about the PAC one, because he is a flip-flopper. At times he votes for items coming from the coalition, at times he opposes, and there are no basis for his decision, and most of the times.
Yeah. Let's look then at your tenure. I mean, if we look at what you had come in to promise to achieve. Maybe it might have been an ambitious kind of task that you set for yourself, considering the limitations in the system. But we are sitting now with an Auditor General's report, which is unchanged from the previous one, which had regressed. So you have a qualified audit. One, slow response by management, slow response by political leaders, and inadequate consequences. What do you make of that finding?
Look, we've had engagements with the Office of the Auditor General, and in most instances, she has told us that we're in a green area for an unqualified audit opinion with the trajectory that we've taken. We have what we call Operation Clean Audit, OPCA, that meets regularly. They engaged me, and yeah, the results are quite promising. We're making progress in that regard. And we've spoken to management not to delay when responses and accountability are wanted. And we believe that they are singing to our tune.
Yeah. Well, how can you be that confident? What gives you that confidence when you are currently, I'm looking at your payment record, you're paying service providers in 175 days as opposed to 30 days.
Look at the AFS. The situation has changed. Look at the AFS that we've submitted. We no longer do that. And with the debt relief as well, for the money that we owe ESCOM, because of our constant payment on monthly basis, regularly on time, we are getting a third of debt relief reduction in a short space of time, that in the nearest future. We've got a lot. We've got a balanced budget, whereas we've not had one for many years, counting back. For the first time since we came in, we now have a funded budget, and we spend what we have.
Yeah. That's not what the Auditor General's report is indicating. That. I mean, it's indicating very poor management of your books.
I don't know which Auditor General's report you're looking at.
The 2022-2023, right here, it says financial health, you are sitting at 75% of municipal debt that cannot be recovered.
It is correct. You look at the economic situation. Our communities cannot pay. Most of them are indigent. You would know Mogale City is a historical mining town which has declined, and we are sitting with a 47% unemployment rate. Yeah. And ordinarily, you expect people not to be able to pay for their municipal services. It is something that we've raised with the National Treasury and COGTA, that we have a serious challenge in that respect. But we are, in response to what the Premier has put on the table, indigent. We want to identify those who are unable to pay and identify those who are able to pay but won't pay. Yeah. So we are in the process of making sure that we get the system up to scratch.
What has put you at a vacancy rate of about 30% of your senior officials not occupying those positions?
We've just appointed the whole structure of top management is now, the staff complement is 100%. We've just appointed 2 of those who were outstanding, yeah. Which is the... It took
a whole year. Why are you appointing them now? And you were there from April 2023. It's now September.
Look, my brother, you don't just appoint people. You want competent people to come into the system. And there are so many regulations to adhere to. So you don't just go and appoint willy-nilly as if you are appointing a gardener. Even a gardener nowadays you want to vet. But with the type of skill and personality that you'd want in these positions, it's a serious one. And there are so stringent regulations as prescribed by the Systems Act that you need to follow before appointing. Yeah. And you must touch base with the MEC and take the matter to council for approval and so forth. So it takes time. It is not that we are sitting on our laurels and not doing anything about the vacancy rate. We know the significance of having a full, competent structure in place for the municipality.
So is it not, as the Freedom Front Plus would like to put it, that you did not deliver on the mandate of your masters, the ANC and the EFF? You were a puppet of these two parties, and because they're not happy with your rate of delivery, they want you out.
That's poppycock. We are working well. I don't know when have you heard that there's instability in Mogale City. We've been operating very well. We are even today. I voted with them when it comes to the 2 motions. By the way, there were 2 motions as well. Something which you did not report in the morning.
I know, I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They are selective. You know, it's politics. I think it's just demagogy that they would make such a statement.
Some of the areas critical to your administration when you were there, municipal disclosed a 69.6 million rands in water losses in the annual financial statement, equivalent to 15.8% of all water flowing through the municipality pipeline. That's a lot in a municipality that is water scarce, and there are water challenges there that are obvious. One of the things that you cited when you came into this administration as mayor, to say you want to address this issue of water shortages.
Addressing that would not be an overnight thing. You would know Krugersdorp is a very old town, over a century old, with asbestos pipelines and so on. And it is very difficult now to take the new material to come and maintain and repair infrastructure so that you don't lose that much water. But I must tell you, we also supply over 100 informal settlements with water, and that cannot be metered, and that is not paid. But, the law and the Human Rights Commission require us or oblige us to provide these communities with water. And part of the unaccounted for water goes to these communities. And other people like the Zamazamas, they come and dig, they come and tap on our infrastructure, they steal our water. So those are challenges that one must appreciate.
Yeah, but you're leaving a legacy whereby irregular expenditure has not moved from what it was previously. Wasteful expenditure has gone up in your tenure. That's the legacy that you're leaving behind. Why should people be happy about that kind of legacy?
Look, the period under review, which you talk about, is a financial year in which where I was not full. I only took the last 2 months of that financial year. I started my financial year now where you can directly hold me accountable at the helm since April. But the budget from July last year up until from July up until June in the current year is the budget where I was directly involved. And you look at the situation, look at the outcomes of the new the report that will be coming out, and you will tell me what the difference is. We've given our best.
So the irregular of 1.2 billion, you're saying it's not yours?
No. Although I'm the successor in law,
yes.
Although I'm the successor, it's not mine.
And let's talk then about what systems you have put in place, because if we look at controls as one of the areas that the Auditor General would have looked at, those are not really looking good. They're poor. Daily, monthly controls, in-year and year-end reporting, proper record keeping, review and monitoring compliance, all marking poor. In fact, it's saying interventions required.
Look, like I've said, we've got what is called Operation Clean Audit. And we're looking at addressing all of those matters. On monthly basis, I get reports, the Section 71 report, we look at those. And in the event of irregular, fruitless or wasteful expenditure, we refer these things to MPEC, and MPEC has started doing its work. They've not been reported, they've started reporting.
Right. You are not a part of the government of national unity at national level, right?
Correct.
Do you see yourself being a part of it at the Mogale City level as ATM?
Look, we are part of it in Tshwane, we are part of it in Johannesburg, where we're represented. This thing about the government of national unity is neither here nor there. Look, in Johannesburg here, is the ANC in bed with the DA? It's the AFF and Action SA, the ATM. So the reflection of what is happening there is not there on the ground at local government level, because it's complex.
So at local government level, you're saying the arrangement could be an ATM with EFF and the ANC and PAC, or maybe with the Democratic Alliance.
We have that arrangement as it stands.
Yeah. And how do you reconcile that, where you're saying, well, it mustn't happen at a national level, where you would be speaking against the government of national unity at a national level, but you're okay with it at a...
It is an issue of, look, nobody came to us as local government and prescribed that because there's this government of national unity, therefore you shall adhere to the framework which they use at national level. We have our arrangement here, and we've been working harmoniously together. And we see no reason why we should go away from that.
Right. As we let you go, I mean, when you came in, you said you're coming in to prove people wrong, that this idea that they have that if you are a small party, you cannot be able to hold things together. Well, your partners have resorted to going back to the framework of the one with the most votes must run and not to this thing of giving to one-seat parties. What do you feel about that decision of reverting back as far as their vote of confidence in your ability?
That comes from the national leadership. And I cannot control it, neither can they. But I feel that, if I may tell you, that what is it that we've achieved, there are 2 legacy projects named after stalwarts, Dr. Ntato Motlana, in a peri-urban area where farmers are evicting our people and they have no security of tenure, people are homeless and so on. But these 2 projects, Dr. Ntato Motlana Human Settlement Project and Dr. Sifularo, are now on full-scale implementation. Very soon we will be allocating people there for the very first time in the farms to give people accommodation. Brick Valley, which is a mega project, if you like, is going very well. There were floods that submerged houses in Rift Valley Extension 5 for about 4 years. And we stepped in and then we roped the Premier in and we resolved the matter. We relocated 56 households which were submerged. And as it stands, the pen has been emptied in collaboration with Harmony Gold. The roads are, you can drive on them if you drive in Mogale City. We are not Shangri-La, but there's so much has happened in Mogale City. We leave a good track record.